Immortal foods without expiration dates? Let's remember that salary comes from the word salt, the Latin word for salt, salary. People used to be paid in salt. Even soldiers of the Roman Empire used to be paid in salt because it was so useful, especially for food and food preservation. Now, at a time when we are now absolutely convinced that everything around us has an expiration date, nature makes sure to give us a breath of optimism. And there is also something that lasts forever. 8 immortal products, scientists tell us to call them, of the food chain, precisely because time does not seem to touch them. They retain all their nutritional values, their quality, and their healthy appearance no matter how many centuries pass. Just imagine. 8 products that never expire. 1, honey. Honey lasts indefinitely. It may change color and texture or even crystallize, but remains safe to eat and delicious. If you are concerned about its crystalline form, simply place the container in hot water until the crystals dissolve. 2 is sugar. The challenge with sugar is not to keep it fresh, but to keep it from becoming hard as rock. Sugar never spoils because it does not favor the growth of bacteria, which is why jams and sweets containing large amounts of sugar are kept for a very long time if they are kept in airtight jars. Just make sure you store the sugar in an airtight container to keep moisture or bugs away, and sleep easy. You will have sweet sugar forever. 3 is white rice. I didn't even know this. Even if the sack or box where you have stored the rice looks smelly, covered with a thick layer of dust from the weather, the product inside the box will be brand new, as if you just bought it. This applies to white and wild rice, arborio, jasmine, and basmati rice, but not to brown rice. So close the lid to keep bugs out, and don't worry, your rice will never spoil. 4, strongly alcoholic. No need to rush out and finish that huge bottle of rum you've had in the cupboard since your 18th birthday. Alcoholic beverages remain unchanged over time as long as they are not heated by the sun or a heating source. If you place your drinks in a dark cabinet, then you can even give them to your grandchildren for their coming of age party. Spirits that you have had for several years may lose a little of their aroma, but you won't even know it. Cheers. 5th, corn flour. Again, I didn't know this. To keep cornmeal immortal, as our great-grandmothers did in hard times. Make sure it is dry, well sealed, and in a cool place. On the lowest shelves of the refrigerator, for example. Even if it's been years since you bought the flour, you'll find it brand new in its paper package when and whenever you want to use it. 6, distilled white vinegar. You can safely buy a large bottle of white vinegar without thinking that it will go bad before you consume it, and your money will be wasted. Keep it according to the instructions on the bottle, and you will always have an impeccable ally for dressings, marinades, or even cleaning your house. 7, pure vanilla extract. Pure vanilla extract, since it contains alcohol, will stay fresh and fragrant for as long as you have it in your pantry. Of course, imitations of the spirit do not have as long a shelf life, so when you find yourself in front of the supermarket shelf, don't hesitate to pay a little extra for real vanilla extract. You'll have it for life. 8, salt. Table salt, American kosher salt, sea salt, are really centuries old. They will stay fresh forever and favor your food, even if you bought them many, many years ago. And in addition, 9, soy sauce, soy. That does not surprise us either, but itself, soy is added to preserve other foods while refrigerated for years. 10, dry beans. Now, from personal experience, I can assure you that beans last a long time, very much, and even Poor House knows it. And it was time to eat. When it was time to eat, when we were on a tight budget, we would soak beans for a few hours and then cook them. There are studies that have shown that even after 3 decades, they lasted even though their taste may have changed somewhat. Oh, this is a beautiful one. Pure maple syrup. Being a Canadian, this is amazing. I know it's expensive, but it is pure maple syrup. Words like forever. should not be used lightly. Nevertheless, the University of Utah did research and proved that maple syrup lasts forever. Literally, it resists germs better than any other food. 12. Powdered milk. Although not as tasty, it will last much longer than fresh milk, obviously. Well, we've all heard how bad milk smells when it goes bad. It happens soon and usually in fresh milk very, very quickly. So for sure, you won't be bothered by the taste of powdered milk. 13. Dried milk, dried meat. I had never heard of it before. It's like beef, but called dried meat with berries and fruits. Makes an excellent food that can be cooked in many ways. It is something strange, but very useful. So this I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.